Good afternoon, class. I am Jovelyn Cadatal, your teacher for today's discussion. And you can just call me Teacher Jo. So before we start our discussion, may I call on Miss Arafiles to lead us a prayer. Let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord. Dear Father, we offer everything and thank you for everyone gathered here today to walk with you. May we ask you for your blessings and guidance so that the activities set for this undertaking be successful. We ask you to open our eyes to see the wonderful things from this activity. We ask that you to open our ears so that we may retain invaluable knowledge. Open our minds for us to think wisely. Help us with understanding, cooperation, and peace in fulfilling our responsibilities. Open our hearts so that we may receive your everlasting love. And open our spirit so that we may know that you are with us all throughout the day. We ask all this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. So, thank you, Miss Arafiles. So, now, we will now check your attendance. Say present if your name was called. So, okay. Thank you for everyone who are present today. So, before we start our discussion class, I have here two pictures. So, these are the pictures. All I want you to do, class, is observe this picture, and afterwards, I will ask some questions. Are the directions clear to you, class? So this is the first picture. So try to observe what this picture trying to portray, class, okay? And the second picture is this. Okay. So that's the second picture. So, class, after you observe the two pictures that I've presented, what do you think are these pictures trying to portray? Yes, it is all about anxiety, stress. Very good, class. It's what else? Okay, very good. So what can you say about these pictures, class? What do you think? So what do you think is our topic for today? What do you think, class? Yes, Mr. Gapila? Okay, very good. It is all about the mental health and understanding stress. So our topic for today is mental health and understanding stress. So when you say the word mental health, class, what do you think is mental health? Anyone, class? Yes, Miss Berlin. Okay. So according to World Health Organization, mental health defines as a state of well-being in which every individual realizes his or her own potential, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and able to make contribution to his or her community. So that is according to World Health Organization. So yun nga, mental health refers to the cognitive, behavioral, and emotional well-being. It is all about how people think. It is all about how people think, feel, behave. So people sometimes use the term mental health. So to mean the absence of a mental disorder. So mental health can affect daily living. relationships, and physical health. So that's it. So what else, guys? What do you for your own definition? What do you think is mental health? Yes, Mr. Gepila. Okay, very good. Mental health, yes, it includes our emotional, psychological, psychological and social well-being. It affects how, it affects how we feel, we think, and act. And it also determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. So, that is, okay, class. That's it. So, every day we experience different kinds of stress. Some are good and some are not. That no one is spared from experiencing the stress because it is a part of our lives. So, anyone, class, who can define stress? Who can define stress, class? Yes, Mr. De La Cruz. Okay, so, yun nga, mental stress. Stress is defined as the psychological or physical and emotional responses to a significant or unexpected change or disruption in one's life. So yun nga, it also may refer to what you feel when you react to pressure. Diba nga, pag na-stress tayo, na-pressure tayo, diba class? So that's it. Either from the outside our school or outside world, we are nape-pressure tayo in everything that we are doing. So that's it. Stress is defined, yun nga, psychological and emotional responses wherein nape-pressure tayo sa mga bagay na nakaka-stress, di ba? Syempre, class, I know that all of you here is nai-stress, di ba? Some of you here is nai-stress dahil sa mga requirements like that, di ba? So what do you think, class? So, yun nga, class, stress is simply the body response wherein it responds to the events that make one feel threatened or upset. So, yun nga, body responses stress. Based on researchers, sabi nga sa based on researchers, the body responds differently to the to different emotional stresses. So, class, there are two types of there are two different types of stress. So, these are the negative stress. There are two types of stress. So, these are positive stress and negative stress. So, negative stress. So, class, any idea what do you think is positive stress? Any idea, class? Okay, very good. So, positive stress is also known as eustress. It is a condition of the body where its well-being is threatened or attacked. It refers to a positive and healthy response of the body from a stressor. It produces good effects to one's well-being. So, for example, a person who studied for a long hours, then tool and got an astounding grade in the exam may feel happiness and enjoyment. Siyempre, sino ba naman ang nag-study ng very long time and then you may feel yes, successful because your exam nakapasa ka, you feel happy, na-enjoy mo yung pag-exam kasi nga happy ka, that is a positive stress. So, when we say negative stress, class, so this stress is also known as negative stress. So, kapag positive stress is also known as eustress, and when we say negative stress, it's also known as distress. So, distress may result to increased heart rate, short and shallow breathing, constriction of the blood vessel, and insomnia can lead to mental and physical problems. So, yun nga, when we say distress, refers to the negative reaction of the body towards a given stressor. So it may cause problems in health, alter the mood of emotions, and even affect the way a person woke up late for work, or he or she may feel anger or disappointment. Di ba nga pag nagigising tayo ng umaga and then late na tayo sa school, syempre nai-stress tayo kasi oh my god, late na ako sa first subject ko. So that is what we call distress. So anyone who can differentiate the two types of stress. Differentiate the two types of stress. Yes, Miss Imbierno? Okay, what else, class? Okay, very good. Thank you, everyone, for all your answers are correct. So, when we differentiate the two types of stress, so let's begin with the positive stress. So, it motivates and focuses on energy. It is a short term, can be perceived as within our coping abilities, feeling exciting. And when we say negative stress, it causes anxiety or concern. Short term, or maybe it will be a long term, and it is perceived as outside or coping abilities. Feels like unpleasant. So, kung makikita nyo, madami talaga siyang, yung differentiate nilang dalawa is magkaiba. Kumbaga, when we say positive stress, this is when you feeling exciting. And when we say negative stress or what we call distress, ito yung mga nape-pressure sa mga sarili natin. Like, nai-stress na talaga tayo to the max. So, that is the two differentiation of the positive and negative stress. So, now, let's move on about the stressor. So, anyone who can define what is stressors? Yes, Miss Takulog. Okay, as Takulog said, it refers to the things that makes a person stressed. Yes, that is correct. Stressors are factors or aspects in life that produce stress. Stressors are both external situations and internal conditions that create problems. So, yun nga, one good example of a positive stressors is includes receiving a good grades, recognition in school, belonging to a circle of friends, and then taking a vacation with family. That's it. So, family, school, and peer concerns such as the following are frequent causes of distress. So, family, school, and peer. It is an excessive school demands, low or failing grades. It conflicts with classmates and friends, inadequate skills necessary to carry out tasks in making presentations in front of classmates and teachers. So, di ba nga, yung peer natin when it comes to the, like for example, in a public speaking, yung fear natin when it comes to that, we are not a confidence in speaking in front of our classmates. So, that's it. So, yun nga, and among the internal factors that can cause stress are, these are the number one, it is a repetitive negative thought and patterns and unrealistic and high expectations. And number two, unreasonable fear, like fears of height, speaking on stage, interacting with strangers. So sabi ko nga, yun yung fear natin when it comes to in a public speaking. Di ba nga, sabi nga dito, fears of heights, speaking on stage, interacting with strangers. So number three is too much worrying about future events, or like for example, yung game competitions, taking examinations, waiting for test result. This number 3, sabi niya dito, too much worrying about future events. And example nito, one of the good example is taking a let examination. Syempre, you are worrying about the results of that. And kinakabahan ka. Kinakabahan ka kung ano yung magiging result nung ano. Kaya nga, too much worrying about the future events. Kumbaga, nagpe-predict ka, nag-i-imagine ka kung ano yung mangyayari dun sa ginawa mo. So, that's it. So, some habitual behavior patterns that can cause stress are the following. So, number 1, hectic and loaded schedules. And number 2, poor time management. So, sa atin kasi, we are not engaging in everything that we do. Like, for example, yung imbes na ita-time manage na sana natin yung oras, like for example, pupunta tayo ng school, kailangan natin ng time management. That's it. We need, kaya nga, yun nga sabi dito, some habitual behavior patterns that can cause stress are the following. Poor time management, of course. Number 3 is reactive that proactive. And number 4, lack of or poor planning. So, dapat, when it comes to stress, we need to relax ourselves so that we can attain our goal in times of these following habitual behavior. Let's just focus on the factors that cannot affect ourself to worrying too much. So who can summarize? So that's all for our discussion class. So who can summarize our discussions for today's lecture? Mr. Kudal, can you summarize what is our discussion? Okay, that's it. We've tackled about distress and mental health and understanding stress. So that's good. So now I think you are ready on your activity. So your activity is individual activity. Ask 4 of your friends to give words that are related to mental and emotional health. Write the responses on the semantic below. Complete the web below and come up with your own definition of mental health and stress. You can just use one word or 2 words. So this is the web, semantic web. So that's it. So are the instruction clear to you, class? Okay. I will give you 5 minutes to do your activity. Then after that, we will check it. Okay, your time starts now. Okay, are you done, class? Not yet? Okay, 2 minutes left. Okay, time is up. So let me check. May we check your activity. So good job, everyone. You did a good job. And now, for your assignment, next meeting, I want you to bring bond paper, crayon, marker, and pencil because you are going to create a slogan about mental health. So next meeting, class, you have to bring your own bond paper, crayon, marker, or any materials that something to do with a slogan about mental health. Okay, class? So did you get your assignment? Okay, so that's for today. Any questions and clarification, just message me and I will answer your queries. So thank you everyone. God bless and have a good day.